Mother Goose's nursery rhymes are exciting bits of literature most of us know and are familiar with.
But what you may not know is that each one has a reason it was written and a hidden meaning behind it.
Most nursery rhymes were written in the 17th century and were used as a way for writers to gossip about the current events of that time.
So, let's go explore some nursery rhymes you've probably heard before and discover what their hidden messages might be.
Jack be nimble. Jack be quick.
Jack jump over the candlestick.
Oh God.
As silly as this looks, this was a popular tradition at weddings. Guests would take turns jumping over a lit candlestick. If you jumped over the candle and it stayed lit, you had 1 year of good luck. But if the candle went out, you had 1 year of bad luck. So don't make the candle go out. All around the mulberry bush, the monkey chased the weasel.
The monkey thought 'twas all in good fun. Pop goes the weasel. Pop goes the weasel? What does that even mean? Well, that was actually a place called Cockney, England that had their kind of own language with their own slang. So over there, pop actually means to pawn something. So if you pop a necklace, you didn't really break it, you pawned it. And weasel means coat. So pop goes the weasel means to pawn a coat. Men were expected to have a suit on Sundays, and the people who couldn't afford to always have a suit would pawn their suit Monday morning and buy it back before Sunday. Hence, pop goes the weasel. So really, this isn't a fun story about an animal. It's actually a story about how poverty was rampant in this time.
Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posy. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
Ring Around the Rosie is really about one of the deadliest epidemics in all of history.
Dun, dun, dun!
The Black Plague. The Black Plague was caused by a disease carried by fleas that were on rats. Ring Around the Rosie represented the red mark that was supposedly the first sign of the plague. The witch doctors wore long robes and beaks stuffed with posies to protect them from the plague, hence the line, pocket full of posies. People that were infected were boarded up in their houses, and when they died, they burned their bodies, creating ashes, ashes, ashes. Last but not least, We All Fall Down only showed that the plague was not picky in its victims. Old, young, rich, and poor all died. Baa, black sheep, have you any wool?
Yes, sir, 3 bags full. 1 for the master, and 1 for the dame, and 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. This fun chant is all about taxation without representation. In the 17th century, the people were highly taxed. A third of their earnings were to go to the king, which is the master. Another third of their earnings went to the church, which is the dame. And the last third was kept for themselves, which is the little boy. This rhyme was a way for the peasants to complain about having to give more than half of their earnings to the king and the church. Taxation was very unfair in these days.
Out of the hundreds of nursery rhymes, we've only explored a few.
But now that you know they aren't just rhymes, next time you hear one,
Stop. Think twice.
Can you find out what the hidden meaning is?